I'm dating every girl's dream guy, but my parents disapprove of him. What should I do? I'm an only child. And my current boyfriend and I have been dating for 6 years, starting when I was 19 and he was 20. We met at junior college, where we started dating. And after that, we went to different universities, but within an hour of each other. My parents met him early when he joined us for dinner, and everything seemed to go well. Soon after, we went to his parents' house, who live about 2 hours from my parents, so I could meet his family. After learning this, my mom told me how hurt she was that we didn't come to see them too. I expressed that this weekend was for me to meet his family, but it was clear that she felt almost betrayed. Weeks later, my parents invited me up to our cabin, and my boyfriend joined us. We took my car because it was already loaded with laundry and other stuff. After we arrive, my dad pulls me aside and pretty much quietly yells at me how wrong it is that I drove and that we took my car. He's the man. He should be driving. This started everything going forward on a sour note. The cabin is in Tahoe. It gets real cold in the winter, so my boyfriend wore a sweatshirt with his hood up during some of the time at the cabin. My parents, to this day, see this as weird and rude and cited this as a reason why they don't like him. As we continue our relationship, it's clear that my parents don't like him, but they can't really give me what I would call good or justifiable reasons. They'll say he's just not a good fit for the family. They don't tell me to stop dating him because I'm an adult, but they do tell me that I need to keep them and him separate. They don't want to hear about him, and he's not welcome at their house or cabin. He's never cheated on me or abused me. He has no drug problems, etc., nothing that a normal parent would see as a problem. Eventually, my parents gave me an ultimatum. They tell me that, if you continue to date him, eventually it will be either him or us, and you'll have to choose. Among other things, they would tell me that he'd never be an attorney, which is what he wanted to do, and insinuate that he probably wouldn't be much of anything at all. After undergrad, I started working at a financial firm. He graduated from undergrad at UC Berkeley and was accepted to a law school across the country. We were always very serious about each other and made the decision to travel long distances until he graduated and moved back to California. My boyfriend has since graduated from law school, moved home, and took the bar last month. He starts work this October and has had a contract since last year. My parents have known about this as well. Now, 6 years into our relationship, I call my parents and tell them that we are going to be moving in together. About 20 minutes later, I get a text from my mom saying that she doesn't want to rain on my parade but that this path excludes her and my dad from my future. They love me, but they can't be in my life if I choose to be with my boyfriend. I told them I would never understand. Since then, they have sent me more and more text messages saying stuff like we feel like we're losing our daughter, this is heartbreaking, etc., all at the same time, including that this is my choice and my fault. I texted my parents that I thought my boyfriend and I should come over and talk, that texting about this kind of thing is stupid, but we shouldn't be patronized or belittled. And if it turned into a screaming match, we would leave. My parents then replied that they wanted to see me face to face to talk but that my boyfriend wasn't allowed. My boyfriend even called my father the night of the initial "we can't be part of your life" text to try and talk or meet up and see if there was a way to talk through any legitimate concerns. My dad did not answer and only responded more than a week later. He texted him that they haven't really ever liked him and that he wants to work through it with me alone, and it's mine and my boyfriend's fault for not trying to address things earlier. Among other ridiculous reasons to not like my boyfriend was that Berkeley isn't a man's college, according to my dad. One time in college, my professor lost my final exam. And when I only found out via my final grades and was frantically calling her to figure out what happened, my parents told my boyfriend, "See, this is why we didn't want her to have a boyfriend in college." They found ways to blame him for everything. The only thing that ever had any merit was that he wasn't working yet. Well, this was because he was going to school to be a lawyer. Apparently, marrying someone who will make a lot of money is a bad thing. My boyfriend is the nicest, calmest, and most peaceful person ever, and he loves me more than anything. But apparently, their pride is more important than being wrong and accepting him. I guess I'm just trying to figure out if this is normal or if it's as wrong as it feels to my boyfriend and me.